Well, hi, here. Jim's here. That's what I did. Is I took so this is day 4 from initially seeing the swarming activity where they were looking for a home until I transferred them into their permanent location. So yesterday caught the swarm, and today I put it here. So last night I came out here. All you girls want some more food? Came out here last night about midnight, put that brush in front of there, and so that's where they are now. And then what I'll do is, after a week, I'll transfer them from that one into that one and put that one in the same location. Okay, I see you. Get back, you beast. Oh, this one wants to. This one's telling me I'm too close. So I'm going to feed them some more food here in a little bit. And so there's no more activity. Okay, I hear you. I'm moving. They want me to get out of here. So I had one girl, when I was putting all that together there last night, moving that blue one around and trying to make room, a girl came out. I had my veil up, still on my head, but it was up, so my face was exposed, and a girl came right into my face, and I pulled my veil down, and I trapped her in my veil with me, in my face. And I realized that, and I quickly took it off and went into the garage and took that veil and set it on the floor and let her fly out on her own. She didn't sting me. I didn't give her a chance. Yeah. So that's where they are. Yeah, they don't want me around that hive. Yeah, for me the most dangerous time is messing with those hives at night. Those night guards, they are so aggressive. They will sting out of instinct immediately if they can get on you. I don't let them on me. I try not to anyway. So I'm going to remove that brush. First I'm going to go get a veil and some gloves. And I'm going to remove that brush. I'm going to show you what it looks like, what's happening. So I went ahead and put another box, similar box. I made 2 of them at the same time. The one that they swarmed into, I made 2 of those boxes, kind of like clones. and so when I transferred them, I came out this morning. I seen that there was a lot of bees just circling, and they'll run out of energy, and they can literally just drop to the ground. I've seen that, and so I went ahead and gave them another box so they can rest in there, recuperate. And so tonight, what I'll do is I'll take that box. You can see how many bees are in there. There's a lot of them in there, even drones. I'll take that box, close that lid, and then I'll put that right in front of the entrance of the other one. So make the entrances as close together, and they will walk into the other hive where the queen is over a number of hours. There you go. Yeah, that's what they even putting that brush. It didn't do that much. Didn't change much of the outcome. Putting brush in front of the entrance, making it look really different. Like, what's changed? I see about the same percentage whether I put something in front of the entrance or not. I see it looks like about the same percentage goes back to the original home that they originally orientated in. I don't notice no difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a veil and some gloves and remove all that brush that's in front of there, because it's not, in my opinion, it ain't doing squat. I think the same percentage would have went back towards in the cherry tree up in front, whether I put brush there or not, because they have a GPS, internal GPS kind of like system, and they're just going to go back to it anyway. You know what I mean? They're just, what the heck? They're just going to go back to what that original GPS told them where it was. And so what I'm going to do is just remove all the brush and try to prevent from getting stung, right? I've only been stung once, about in the last 12 months, and that was a couple weeks ago when I was picking mint. I seen those girls in there. I seen the bees in there. I just thought they'd fly away when I started moving, picking the mints and packing them in my hand. I just thought they'd fly away. No, I crushed one a little bit, pissed her off. She came right out of that packed mint and stung me. All right, girls, so I'm going to remove the brush, give you some food. Don't sting me. Yeah, I know. You already got some dead girls in there. So these are all these pods. Those are going to be microgreens. I'll dry those and grow those and put them into my salads or whatever. All right, girls. Let's put this over here. So I'm going to put that hive there. Give you some food. Here's some food, girls. Don't drown yourself now. There you go. You're in it to win it now. So what I'm going to end up doing is putting in that box with all the bees in the front. I'm going to put that box right here. So what will happen is, I don't think I need that. Let's see. So I'm going to angle that box, put it right here, so it's hole to hole. And those girls that are in front in that hive tonight, they will walk into, because they'll smell the queen's pheromones. They'll get on these big lines and they'll just walk right into the other hive, where the queen is. Okay. Easy peasy, it was so easy. And there is no more bees going into any of my other beta nukes. Of course, you're going to always have those one or two scragglers. Yeah, that was really packed last night and yesterday. I was actually hoping they would go in that one because it's easier to transfer from there to there than 70 feet away. Yeah. And they're doing good. I stopped feeding them. They have the super, so they got plenty of food. I fed them like crazy, so they've got plenty of stock pantry food. And I'm going to do the same thing with those. I'll be feeding the heck out of those once I transfer them. Well, actually, I can feed them now, so I'm going to feed them now. And in about a week, I'll transfer them to that blue one there and put that blue one right where that one is. Same spot. So they don't have to reorientate. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good idea really. If you can avoid messing with the beehive at night, because you can't see them, right? You can't see them until they're buzzing right in your face or something. Like they can come. It's like they come out of nowhere. That girl, she came out of nowhere. I had my thing up like this. She went right in. Like I went, whoa, like that, and she was trapped inside. In here, and she was buzzing around. I went, whoa, okay. And then she got trapped in the screen there, and I just set it on the garage floor. She just worked her way out and went back outside, I suppose. And I got lucky not getting stung on my face. She was in here with me. Yeah. But when they get trapped in something like this, like a screen, they actually sense that they're trapped, and they actually want to get out. She knew she was trapped. I didn't try to like press her or grab her inside. No, that would have pushed her towards my face. I just I seen her in there. I said, oh, and I just grabbed down the bottom because she was already trying to get out, right? Bouncing it. She felt that being trapped feeling, she was trying to get out, so I just gently went off like that, and she was trapped right here in the screen, and I just stood on the floor, and she crawled out on her own. And I went in the house. Actually, she ended up, oh, that's right, she ended up in the light bulb. She was looking for heat. She was still in sting mode. So she went up to one of my fluorescent lights and was trying to sting the light bulb. She was in full swing of sting. You know, Sting, Fall All Out, the singer. So there you go, 4 hives. Yeah, and you know, if someone has like a really healthy hive coming out of winter, you can make four hives. Create some queen cells. You get those little plastic queen cell starters and throw some larvae in those, a couple day old larvae in those, using one of those Chinese larvae grabbers, whatever they're called, and you know, put 3 of those or so, 4 in the center. Just kind of drop them in, and boom, you can get 4. You can have three more hives. Actually, I think about doing that anyway, because I'm thinking about replacing these queens. Because I don't. If one dies of old age in the middle of summer or fall, the odds are low that that hive's going to die out during the winter, because you know there's nothing to lay any eggs. No, the queen's gone. It's queenless. A queenless hive is a dead hive until there's a queen in it. And that's what I think my main hive is. I think it's queenless. But at the same time, if they made a queen cell and she's flown out, it took her half a month, right, or more to actually hatch out and fly out and get mated. It could take like a month for all that process to happen before she actually starts laying eggs again. So there could be a queen in there that's, you know, she's been laying eggs for a couple weeks, but there's still another a week or so more before any hatches out, because it'll take 3 weeks for any new ones, a new queen, to lay the eggs, and then those bees hatch out. 3 weeks, right? And so then another almost a week before they actually come out and orientate. So you're looking at about a month from the time that a egg is laid, and then finally comes out and orientates. 4 weeks. And if your hive is doing a split and it's queenless, when you do the split and the hive is queenless and they make a queen, so you're talking 2 weeks plus 4 weeks plus give or take a week, right, or so, or 2 for mating and getting the process going. Yeah, a month and a half, 2 months before you see an orientation flight. And I'm in it, so this has been about a month and a half, right? It's been about a month and a half. So if I don't start seeing some orientation flights within about a week or 2, then I'll give them a queen cell. Or I might go in tomorrow, maybe, take a peek, see if there's any queen cells, or see if there's any eggs that she's starting to lay, or if there's a queen in there. I'll be able to see the signs. I saw the signs. I saw. Oh, they are in my face. What? I don't like you here. So tonight, that hive that's in the front in Cherry Tree, I'm gonna close that. When they're all in, I'll bring that, set that right down there, right in front of that hive, catty corner, right? Not parallel. So I'll set that lengthwise right here, entrance to entrance, and they're gonna walk throughout the night. They're gonna walk into that. They're gonna smell that queen's pheromones, and they're gonna walk in there. Okay, fine. And so there you go. And they're pretty aggressive right now, very aggressive. They don't like me in this area. This is going to become a more and more dangerous area to be around back here. I think eventually what I'll do is, I suspect, is I will take all my hives except for one. I'll leave one up so in my chill area where I can sit and chill. What is that? I thought there was a spider in there. So I'll leave one like a chill area. You can come and sit back, relax back there, and just leave one hive. And I'll probably put all the other ones back in the back in there, because I get too many bees here, and I won't be able to come back here and do anything. I have a lot of things that I have going on, picking my peaches, picking my grapes in this area back on either side of here, and those bees will just be a constant threat of stinging me because I'm right in front of their hive, I'm right in front of all four of them, and it'll just be too much of a constant threat of being stung. So a lot of them have already reorientated to the new location. I can see them. You can see them there. There's a lot of them that are getting the memo. Maybe some of them have already come from the front, realizing something's not right up there, and they still have kind of a memory coming out of that box this morning, and so they're maybe slowly coming back from the front to here, and then reorientating to that spot. Kind of like finding those lost keys. Where are they? It's the keys that matter. Yeah, not the location. So for them, the keys is the queen's pheromones, and because they are familiar with the queen's pheromones, and they will fly around different hives looking for her pheromone and try to see what's coming out of the entrance and see if they can smell their mother. And once they smell her mother, they can go in, because the other ones will let them in, because they'll all have the same scent as the queen. Same queen scent, right? Pheromones. And so there it is. There's that crazy peach tree. I got to get a tall ladder, get up there and thin I'll leave all the big ones and take all those little critters off. You see how tiny those branches are, really narrow, and they're kind of brittle. And you can't have very many peaches on each of those branches. Some of those little branches have like 10, 12, 14, 15, 20 on a little branch. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. So there you go. Grapevine. I heard it through the grapevine, and I'm just about to lose my mind. Yeah, these are all gonna be grapes. I get about a couple hundred pounds from this giant grapevine here, and I use that for natural sweetener. So when I make my teas and stuff like that, or my soups, or my stir fries, or anything that I want to sweeten up a little bit, I don't add sugar. I never use sugar for anything. I want to give it to the bees. I don't even remember last time I ever used sugar for anything. It's been years. So when I want to sweeten something up, even when I make my my cranberry oatmeal cookies, I'll use peach and grape, puree it. Mostly I usually puree it before I even freeze it, and I put it in ice cube trays, and then I put it in these containers, and I stack them in my freezer, and it's already all pureed already. And so I just grab the amount of cubes that I want, put it in whatever mixture. I also do that so I got grapes, peaches. Oh yeah, applesauce. I get a lot of apples. Grow a lot of apples too, and I make a lot of applesauce. And I do a quick freeze, and I also leave some of them cubed, because I like to just take, and I do that with peaches too. I like to just take some peaches and some cut apples and cut frozen peaches and mix them together. Once in a great while, I'll throw some 100% maple in there and mix it up a little bit. Add a few nuts or something, chopped almonds or peanuts, or you get the idea. Like a dessert after dinner, and pretty good stuff. It's really healthy too, but no processed food in that. No, it's all 100% from the field to the table. Only way to go. Yeah, the odds of someone who eats only from the field to the table, the odds of having to be on medication is close to zero. Um, yeah, I used to be on 12 medications until I got off processed foods. Went cold turkey, got off all of them. Now, of course, there are some genetic things. There's people who have way too high cholesterol genetically as children on up. Um, and they should be on a statin. Um, and, um, and there's other people that have high blood pressure. Me. I had a high blood pressure all my life. Even when I was a child, I'd go to the doctor for something. Well, you sure have high blood pressure. All my whole life. It was the processed food. Once I got rid of all the processed food after it took about a year and a half for my body to cleanse, and then my blood pressure kept going down, and I had to get off the medications because it was causing side effects. Right? My epidemiology, everything was getting back to normal levels. I was no longer poisoning myself with all those chemicals, the dyes, the preservatives, the artificial flavorings, and those are all chemicals, right? Toxic to the human body. Our body's never evolved to eat that stuff. It's like crazy. Yeah, the average person is on metabolic disease medication by the time they're 30 years old. That's crazy. But like I said, some people have certain diseases that they're born with, and of course the medication is a wonderful thing to be able to take that and live a normal life. But when it's for most people, diseases is caused by processed foods. The constant toxicity level is too high, year after year, decade after decade, and then medications come in and diseases come in and all kinds of ailments come in. Many people by the time they're in their mid-30s are in big trouble, seeing doctors for this and that and this and that, and it just keeps getting worse, inevitably. So yeah, from the field to the table, our bodies know exactly what to do with that. But those chemicals, all the stuff, and the way that they have to process that food, and all the important nutrients removed, and they have to add stuff, vitamins to put it back because they destroy it. But there's lots of things in whole foods that we need that we don't get in processed foods because it's processed out. And so we really need whole foods, man, from the field that's out of the ground or from the trees. That's what our body knows exactly what to do with, right? And we need those, right? And so anyway, thought I'd share that little bit of wisdom while I'm here. Okay, well, I guess I'll just be transferring that tonight back here and start that dance again. That's what I had to do the last 2 swarms I caught. I had to do this box dance back and forth until they all got the memo. But there's still quite a few bees in that over there. So they all didn't go to the front, obviously. Yeah, most of them I think are still in that box. That's good. And the ones in the front, I'll help them get the memo. So I'll do that. I'll transfer at night, like maybe 2 nights in a row. And then I will stop leaving the box out there during the day. And at night, I will put the box up for the ones who just didn't get it, right? I've gone out when I've transferred from the front, when I first did splits and stuff. I would transfer them to the back here, and I'd go out the next morning and there was a pile of bees that were there. And then I went out at night and the pile of bees were there. So they camped out on the ground, didn't know where to go. So I don't let that happen anymore. I'll put something there, and then I'll put them in front of the hive, and they'll walk in, and eventually they'll get it, right? Because they don't like to be without the queen, and so they're going to be induced to try to reorientate to the new location by the process that I use. Yeah, there's a lot of bees there. Okay. My concern was, because this is what happens when we transfer a hive that's already orientated. So we caught a swarm, right? And they've orientated to that spot. And We take that down that night and we put it to where we want it to be. Well, sometimes they will leave, especially if there's another hive that's in the place that they remember, and they'll take that, they'll coax that rest of those bees, including the queen, out of the new location and back into the original location that now has a hive that they can go into. And anyway, that was my concern, that they would convince the queen and all the other ones to go back up into the front if I put a hive there. But there were so many girls up there just circling, probably going to run out of energy. Kind of like getting stuck in a window. They just fly until they're just totally exhausted and they fall to the ground and maybe die of exhaustion. I figured I'd at least give them initially a place to go in and they can just relax until they can regroup their energy, right? Anyway, you kind of get the picture there. So please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, leave a comment, click the like. And you have a good day. Bye now, yeah? And they're doing just fine. Hive number 4. 4. But swing.